Wesley So just turned a quiet positional battle into a total demolition derby. You are looking at a masterclass in suffocating your opponent until they literally can't breathe. If you want to know how the elite find these crushing blows when the pressure is at an all-time high, you have come to the right place. Today we break down a game that proves why the Zen master of chess remains one of the scariest players on the planet. Get your coffee ready because this is going to be a wild ride. The Ruy Lopez, the most classical opening in existence. By developing the bishop to b5, White is putting immediate pressure on the knight at c6, essentially asking Black if they can hold the center under duress. It's a statement of intent. White wants a complex game, and Black must respond with surgical precision. Most players would buckle under the weight of such a structural challenge, but Wesley is just getting started. White plays c3 to support the d4 advance, creating a classic triangular formation. This is a very principled approach, aiming to control the center. However, Black's d5 response is aggressive. Black isn't just sitting back. They are challenging the e4 pawn immediately. This creates an imbalance that top grandmasters thrive in. The tension here is palpable, and one wrong step from White will result in a lost endgame before move 20. White captures on d5, opting to open the position. This usually leads to a sharper, more tactical game where piece activity becomes paramount. When you capture, you are fundamentally changing the pawn structure. You've traded a central pawn for a wing pawn. The trade-off is clear. Open files for the pieces. If White doesn't capitalize on this activity, they are going to find themselves staring down a world-class positional squeeze. The capture on c4 is crucial here. White is liquidating the center to simplify, but look at Black's response. The move e4 is absolute poison. It forces White to deal with a cramping pawn that slices through their position like a hot knife through butter. Notice how the knight at d4 is now pinned to the fate of the central tension. If White isn't careful, that e4 pawn becomes a permanent thorn in their side. White develops the bishop, eyeing the king side, but Black's b5 push is just beautiful. It's creating a queenside majority that will eventually become the engine of Black's victory. By challenging the center and expanding on the flank simultaneously, Wesley So is essentially running a two-front war. For White, it's like trying to plug a leaking dam with one finger, while the structure is collapsing around them. Queen takes c3. White is trying to force an exchange to relieve the pressure, but Black drops the hammer with e3. This is the thematic engine move. It cuts off the White pieces from the rest of the board. The coordinate pressure on the White king is starting to mount, and suddenly White's solid center looks like a house of cards ready to fall at the slightest breeze. White tries to retreat the queen to safety, but look at how Black responds. The bishop to a6 is simply a masterstroke. It pins the White queen, it restricts the movement of the White pieces, and it prepares for the total domination of the long diagonal. This is why Wesley So is a top 10 player. He doesn't just play moves. He plays concepts that restrict the opponent's ability to breathe. White tries to break the tension with g4, but the tactical reality of the position is brutal. Rook takes f3. This isn't just a sacrifice, it's a positional evisceration. By clearing the path, Black creates a vacuum around the White king. Every piece is now screaming at the White king, and there is nowhere left to hide. This is chess at its most punishing. White attempts to stabilize with the rook, but the endgame is already fundamentally lost. The material balance might look close, but look at the activity, or lack thereof, for white. Black's pieces are dancing on the squares, while white is paralyzed, waiting for the inevitable. Every move white makes now is just a desperate attempt to delay the checkmate. White tries to challenge the center with the bishop, but rook to d1 is the final nail in the coffin. The check forces the king to move, disrupting white's coordination entirely. This is a clinic on why activity beats material in the endgame. Wesley So is essentially playing a one-man show now, guiding his pieces to the final execution with surgical precision. The knight retreats, but the queen side is completely in shambles. The pawn on a2 is a sitting duck, and the bishop at a4 is a monster. When you look at this position, you see exactly what happens when you ignore the structural integrity of your own camp. Wesley So has successfully suffocated white, leaving no room for a comeback. It's purely professional execution. The rook to a1 is the final blow. There is no escape. The white king is cut off, the pieces are tangled, and the resignation is essentially forced. This game was a textbook example of how to handle the Ruy Lopez, and then pivot into an endgame that grinds your opponent into the dust. Pure, unadulterated chess brilliance from one of the greatest defensive and positional players in modern history. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Chess 64 Elite Academy right now for more elite chess content.